Andy, outside the locker room, everyone's looking at the sun, looking at the heat, saying that favours Rafa. But is it because people outside the locker room almost got preoccupied with the Nadal-Federer rivalry into the single-hander, and you guys like Novak and yourself with the double-hander, perhaps it doesn't favour him as much?
Yeah, I think he just likes these conditions, whether it favours him more than others, I don't know. But he's always said he likes playing in the warm conditions more, I think, for his body as well. You know, when he's having trouble with his knees and stuff, he just said the warm conditions were better for him. Obviously, the ball bounces a lot higher, so it takes his spin a little bit more. But sometimes when it's hot, if you can get the ball going through the court, it's also hard to control the ball with that much spin as well. So we'll see.
I was going to say, you played him in sort of both conditions. Surely for your first serve, and particularly with your backhand side, you can take some of his time away.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean, obviously, you know, last few days it's been hard to get 3 points on your serve, really. I kind of almost went for a high percentage to try and get the accuracy and then get the opponent running a little bit, whereas when it's like this, yeah, you can get a few more miles per hour on the serve and hopefully get a few more 3 points.
I read that obviously you pushed him close in Rome and that you played well. You felt as though you learnt a few things, and that Ivan had sent a message to Danny saying how well you played. Have you chatted to Ivan since then?
No, I haven't spoken to him. You know, it's time for me to move on from that. After the last sort of few months, it was tough for a few weeks for me, but time for me to move on, my own ideas just now, and obviously speak with the guys and come up with.
I was going to say, do you formulate your own plan or do you speak to Danny?
No, I speak to Danny a lot. I mean, I obviously have my own thoughts as well, because, you know, it's one thing obviously watching from the stands, but when you're on the court, you know, it's
is it a bit tougher?
It's a little bit different. You know, you can see things from the stands, obviously, that can help as well, that you don't feel on the court, but there's also things on the court that you feel that you can't also see when you're in the stands. So it's just about getting the right balance. But yeah, we'll definitely talk over the tactics. We're going to have a chat about it now and hopefully come up with a decent game plan.
A couple of technical things. One, I saw you tapping your strings there. Have you got to change your tension today because of the heat?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know Rafa plays with the same tension, I think, pretty much everywhere and every single condition. He never changes. But yeah, most players will change.
How do you explain that?
I don't know. Maybe that's just what he feels comfortable with, and he just makes the adjustments with the way that he strikes the ball. Whereas other players like to sort of be hitting the same sort of ball and adjust the string tension a little bit. So I'll make some adjustments to that.
One final thing. Obviously, between points, we're supposed to have 20 seconds here at the Grand Slams, 25 seconds on the ATP Tour. Do you feel as though it's something that, you know, is important to enforce on a day like today with the heat and everything else? Is it beneficial? Because obviously, some of the guys in particular are going over it.
I think 25 seconds is a good amount of time. I think 20 seconds. I don't really understand why there's a difference between the ATP and the ITF tournaments. It might not seem a lot, but it is. Anyone that works in sort of strength and conditioning, or, you know, fitness trainers will tell you, you know, if there's a huge difference, 5 seconds rest makes a whole heap of difference. And also, if guys are going over by 3 or 4 seconds as well, you're getting close to 10 seconds extra recovery. But I think 25 seconds is enough, and when guys are going over that, then it becomes yeah, like they're breaking the rules a little bit.
Will you be looking at the umpire today?
About that?
Yeah.
I've never really.
You play quick.
Sometimes. I mean, obviously, you know, today there's going to be some occasions where there's some long points. You know, where I'm obviously going to try and take as much recovery as I can. But I think it's also tough for the umpires as well, because sometimes, you know, you can get up to the line to serve after 25 seconds, but, you know, the crowd get into it and want to build an atmosphere as well. So, you know, you obviously don't serve when the crowd, you know, before, when I was playing with Monfils, they were doing Mexican waves and stuff, so you can't you know, serve when that's going on as well. So there just needs to be a balance. But if it's sort of consistent, you know, 30 seconds, 20, 28, 30 seconds, then you need to do something about it.
Well, we hope you're waving to the crowd at the end victorious. Good luck.
Thank you.